So you're thinking about getting a CO2 system, but where do you start? We've broken it down into 5 simple steps. Those 5 simple steps are: number 1, CO2 regulator; number 2, a CO2 bottle; 3, CO2 diffuser of some sort; 4, pH checker; 5, what is your added extras, but we'll come to them a bit further on in the video. So with regulators, which one do you go for? Here at Horizon, we only deal with trusted companies who have tested this for a long period of time and make sure that you're getting a quality product. This one here is a CO2 art regulator. It's probably one of our most popular regulators we do. It's a real basic regulator, and I'm going to run through it. It looks quite menacing, but honestly, it's not that bad. So you've got a nut that screws on to your bottle. The first gauge is testing the pressure that's inside the bottle. That's the pressure of gas that's in there. Your second gauge is for the pressure that's in the line that's going to your aquarium. The front here has a knob that you can twist left and right, and that's to gain the pressure that's in the line. The next part is a solenoid. So when the red light is on, that means that the gate valve in here is open. When there's no light, like it is now, it means the gate valve is shut. Moving on from that, we have the needle valve. The needle valve adjusts how much CO2 is allowed into the aquarium. On top of the needle valve is a bubble counter. So what we do is we fill this up with water. You can open your needle valve, what's just below, to allow the CO2 to come in. This is to kind of gauge how much is going into your aquarium. Step number 2, you're going to need a CO2 bottle. So CO2 bottles come in all different shapes and sizes. So this particular one is an ISTA bottle. ISTA make lots of different sizes in the range, ranging from like little tiny ones all the way up to good size ones like I have got in my hand here. There's 2 different versions of this. So there's a top bottle as well as a side bottle like this one is. Also, the finish on these bottles are really, really nice. Aluminium and clear coated as well. These serve a really good purpose in your home if your CO2 system is on display. Some people have glass stands as well, and garden stands, metal stands, and they do complement these really, really well. There is a secondary option. In store, we have a grey steel bottle that we like to call the swap bottles. So if you've got a cabinet where your CO2 and system and everything is going to be inside there, you don't need a nice fancy bottle like this. You can just go for one of those. It'll do just the same job. The third option we have is the ADA tower. So the ADA tower is a sleeve that goes over the actual CO2 cylinder. So if you want the best of both worlds, where you want it to look really, really nice, but you're not too fussed about the bottle that goes inside it, that is an option for you. Number 3, diffusers. So there's so many different types of diffusers out there at the moment. So you've got these plastic ones, you've got glass ones, you've got inline. The list goes on. You can keep going on and on. What we find here is that we've trialed a lot of them. It just depends on the scenario of the aquarium. So if you've got a nano aquarium up to 60 centimeters in size, we highly recommend going for an in-tank diffuser. Rather glass, plastic or steel. But keep it small, the diffuser, because you'll want to see it fizz. The difference between glass, plastic diffusers and steel diffusers, it just depends on the person really, what is going to be better for your scenario. So glass is very delicate. If you look after it, it can last you years and years and years. There's plastic ones where you get the same look of glass, but over time it does wear down and can scratch. Steel ones, you don't really have to do much maintenance at all, apart from there's a replacement disc that needs changing out every so often. As far as diffusers go, this is a personal choice for yourself. And then there is the inline diffusers. So inline diffusers go into your pipework, so they go from your outlet of your filter back into the aquarium. The CO2 goes into there and it dissolves with the water flow to get you a finer bubble. Some people say this is better for dissolving rate, some people say it doesn't. Our opinion, yes, it dissolves better. The only thing that we've noticed, if you've got a black background on your aquarium and you're going for an inline diffuser, you do see micro bubble everywhere in the aquarium. So if you have a black background, Make sure you stick to in-tank diffusers instead of an inline. Number 4, drop checkers or pH checkers. They are so important to keep an eye on your CO2 levels in your aquarium. pH checkers come in all different shapes and sizes, depending on what you prefer. pH checkers are as simple as dropping some pH indicator solution inside there, and over the time of it being inside your aquarium, it can change colour going on how the levels are inside your tank. The pH indicator solution tells you in colour of how safe it is in your aquarium. Blue is not enough CO2, yellow is too much CO2, green is the sweet spot. We're aiming for a lime green. Number 5, added extras. Doesn't matter if you've got the smallest of aquariums or the biggest of aquariums, they're going to come up. So we're talking non-return valves. When your CO2 system shuts off, the non-return valve stops the water going back into the regulator and inside the bottle. We don't want to be breaking that regulator, do we? CO2 tubing. It is different to normal airline tubing, so please remember this. CO2 tubing is designed for CO2. If you use normal airline on a CO2 system, it eats away at it and it perishes a lot faster than the CO2 resistant. Suction cups and stuff like that all come in handy. It keeps everything nice, neat and tidy next to your aquarium and inside your aquarium as well. Fixtures and fittings for CO2, there's loads and loads of them. So there's T-pieces, there's Y-pieces straight through. You can have them so they're splitting off into two sides of the tank. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that video was useful for you. Smash that like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.